This might be a hot take, but I gotta say it. Men who can't be friends with women are low-key predators. I had to say it. I can't lie. That's not crazy to you. Like you have to sleep with every single woman you come encounter with. That's not crazy to you. I understand, basic human instincts and the natural urge to, get it on with the opposite gender, but like, damn, like everyone, like you can't be friends with one. I'm saying there's nothing wrong with having like one or two close female friends. I promise you, there's so much benefits to it. There's so much different perspective you could get on a woman, in the mind of a woman, by learning from a woman, especially if she has your best interest. Let's say, you're interested in a girl and the woman is playing some type of hot, cold, back and forth thing. I ask one of your female friends, hey, I met this chick and she's doing this, she's doing that. What do you think that means? Listen, a woman can always know a woman better than you. I don't care how much women you get, how much women you dated, how much women you sleep with. A woman is always gonna know a woman better than you. I think it's good to have that perspective. Now, I'm not saying just walking around with a parade of female friends. No, I'm not saying that. But I'm saying having at least one, is nothing wrong with that. I don't see the downside to that. Of course, you lay down boundaries. There's certain lines you don't cross. And she's not allowed to, treat you like you're her boyfriend. You're not taking her out on dates. You're not paying for this and that with the interest of something romantic. You treat her like a regular friend. You guys talk, you guys discuss things, you guys get different viewpoints on things, and that's it. She's interested in other guys, and you might give her tips on advice on, hey, it's not a must that you must have female friends, but I don't see why it's such a big deal to have a female friend. You don't have to do it. But like, there's not a problem with doing it. That's what I'm trying to get at. There's not a problem with doing it. I don't believe that you need to try to get in bed with every single woman you meet. Sometimes you meet a woman and she could come into your life strictly for advice. You might have some attributes about her that she could teach you or you can learn from. Not everything has to be romantic. Platonic or opposite gender relationships are completely fine and completely normal. I understand there's a different part of the spectrum also of, women having, male friends and how that's frowned upon because it's looked at as, it's not a good look. It's a bad stigma about it. And I understand how that looks. But I've seen a woman with guy friends, and I kid you not, they were strictly just friends. Strictly friends, no romantic interaction or nothing like that. Granted, if she was to give that guy, the chance or the opportunity, granted, 9 times out of 10, he possibly might take it. So if you're a guy being friends with a woman, don't be friends with a woman with the hopes of waiting on the chance that she give you a chance. If you're gonna do it, be genuine about it and treat her like your family member. Just be there for her and she'll be there for you. You get what I'm saying? Like, not everything has to be, fucky. Not everything has to be that. That's why I feel like adult femmes has ruined the minds of many men. They look at women as objects. They look at women as, something that doesn't really have like a personality, a past, a future, goals. They just look at something like, hey, I got something in me that I want to get off and I need you to get it off with. Like, this is a human being. You know what I'm saying? Like, most guys can sleep with women and don't even know their names. That's just how it is. This is a human being. Don't get me wrong, I love women. I'm not gonna lie. I see an attractive woman, I'm interested, but I go off of, when I meet a woman, my initial instinct isn't just, how am I gonna sleep with this woman? How can I take her out on a date? I talk to her, then I put her, based on our conversation and based on, how I feel about the conversation, how I feel about her, there's certain categories you go in. Either you go into romantic category or a platonic category, because not everybody's romantically compatible. And that's why we have so many broken homes of people bringing children to this world with somebody they're not romantically compatible with. So there's nothing wrong with having a friend that is a female. There's nothing wrong with that. It's completely fine, completely normal. It gives you so much insight on the opposite gender. It's either two things. Either we're always bickering with each other at war, or we're always looking at each other in the eyes of lustfulness and what can I get out of the next person. It doesn't always have to be that way. And I know a lot of people are going to be on here, he is simp, he a this and he a that. Like, bro, you probably got mommy issues, bro. I don't know what to tell you. You probably got mommy issues, bro. Like, it's not that serious. Like, it's your sole mission in life. Now think about this. As a man, your sole mission in life is to just sleep with women. That's your sole mission in life. That's why you was created. That's why you was here on this earth. That's your sole mission in life. That's why you want to be successful. That's why you want a nice car. That's why you go to the gym. Everything leads back to sleeping with women. That's your whole thing. That's completely ridiculous. Yeah, I understand as a man, you might have a female friend, and after a while, you guys get so close, you guys bond, you might build some sort of attraction to her. I believe that if that's the case, you should always be upfront or open, because you never know. You never know how, what she might say. She might feel some sort of attraction to you, so you never know. Now, there's nothing wrong from going from friends to relationship, because I feel like that's some of the best relationships there is, when you start off as friends and you grow into something more, because they last longer. Because when you met this person, it wasn't just about how am I get them in the bed, because you were bonding over normal human activities, normal human conversation. You wasn't looking at her as something I could just pump and dump. Like I said, if you build attraction, if you're friends with a woman and there's attraction built, and over time, and you might say, hey, I've known you for X amount of years, you've been close, you've been bonding, but this is my current, I don't know where it come from, I don't know where it came from, but these are my current feelings about you. And she might be down. And then y'all figure it out from there. But the point of this video is, when you meet a woman, don't look at her in the eyes of, how am I going to lay down with this woman? Like, don't look at her with lustful eyes. Look at her as a human being before anything. But I know a lot of people are not going to like this, and it's a hot take, and, listen, I don't have no problem with women. The ladies love me. The ladies love me. I have no problem with getting women. I've had my fair share of beautiful women in my life, but I know that that's not my whole purpose in living. I know I want more for myself. I want better for myself, and chasing women is just a distraction. And in the big grand scheme of things, it's just a distraction. I believe you come across people in your life, and people serve their different purposes. Everybody serve their different purposes in your life. That's just my view on it. That's just my point in it. And y'all could feel how you feel or whatever, but that's just my point. So peace.